Hello, YouTube. My name is Astra, and I'm not new to YouTube, but I am new to this particular subject that I will be blogging about, and I wanted to step up to the call by Thunderfoot and the Living Dinosaur and others that there need to be more voices in the secular humanist atheist community out there. And I think that I have an interesting perspective and I have some things to say. So here I am. First of all, I'm not Cupid, but I thought that Cupid would be a good little display for me, as right now I would like to retain some anonymity. And Valentine's Day is coming up, so I felt that it was appropriate. I'm an anthropology student, and for a journal, sort of private journal assignment, I wrote a little bit about the way that I think and the way that I write. And I thought that this would be a good introduction of myself to the YouTube community. Before I make any videos addressing specific topics, I thought that the first thing I should do is give people an idea of where I'm coming from and what makes my voice different or unique or whatever it is, but not like maybe some others. So I'm going to be reading something that I've already written, so please follow along. And if it seems not to fit, that's just because it was written for a journal, and now I'm transmitting it to the internet. Okay. I grew up in a very multicultural home. I am biracial and a military, quote, brat, as we call them. I have been all over the world. I always took these influences as the reason I now strive to be an objective, non-judgmental person. Of course, we all overestimate ourselves, but comparatively, I believe I am quite non-confrontational. While reading the material that in my anthropology culture, this book, great book. I was thinking, I realized that a part of my thinking is actually due to a sort of anthropological perspective that has kind of whittled its way into my life. My father was a counselor and in the military, and now also continues in the social science fields. And I have other family members that are involved in similar lines of work, and maybe it's genetic, I don't know. I was thinking maybe it was the Learning Channel or National Geographic growing up that embedded a certain way of thinking in me. Nevertheless, I tend to stay neutral, non-combative, open-minded, and middle of the aisle, sort of impartial. It affects everything I do in a good and bad, in a good and sometimes bad way. In some situations, it makes me seem detached because I sit back and observe and do not necessarily take sides, or at least voice my opinion. Still, in other ways, it gives me an opportunity to go into a situation without predetermined judgment, or if I do have them, I am 100% aware of them ahead of time and I can work around them. This affects my schoolwork, but also my personal life. For instance, I prefer writing critical analysis from an objective point of view, as opposed to taking a side in an argument or something like that. I don't like PvP games. I do play video games online, but I don't like PvP. But I do love interacting in a cooperative way with people from all over the world. I avoid conflict, but I think in a way that translates into also avoiding commitment. And that's from fear, and we'll get into that in another video. I live in an almost wantingly balanced existence, while also being the antithesis of balanced, being outside of the scale, so to say. I can see it clearly in my political attachments as well. I'm a libertarian, so I say. But the, the poll on the Pew Research Center's website defines me as disengaged. Go figure. So here I thought my objectivity, or at least my desire for concordance, was because I was such a great diplomat, only to find out it is because I was born to be an anthropologist. Ha ha ha. I would like to also mention there's an anthropology code of ethics that understandably emphasizes cultural awareness and acceptance. It tries to minimize diffusion or unwanted change within cultures that you may be surveying or being a part of or studying. Now, of course, this is a professional code, but and it doesn't have to affect my personal life, but I feel like it does. Or even the other way around. I feel like I have always lived by this code, and when I found anthropology and the code of ethics, I related to it in such a way that I knew that this was the line of thinking that I was on, which is different than others in the community, I think, because usually people pick sides. They have very strong opinions, and I'm not saying that I don't, but I'm just laying the groundwork here for what I'm getting at. I believe it was Matt Dillahunty that said there are more aggressive types, and then there are the diplomats, and he is the former. I would be the latter, the diplomat. In some upcoming videos, I would like to tell you about what I've gone through in my life, my deconversion, and from the perspective that I have, which is not an angry one, but is also not letting negative influence get away with anything. That'll become clearer in the future. Also, and this is a big thing, as someone with anxiety and self-image issues, and most importantly, as someone in recovery, hence the anonymity, a lot of my videos will deal with the storm of debate in that arena. This is kind of hard for me to talk about because there is so much vitriol and judgment on many sides, and frankly there aren't even sides. There shouldn't be sides. I don't know why people have taken them, but there are, and this is something that has really been a huge part of my life, literally saved my life, and I really want to share my experience with recovery from substance abuse and my ongoing experience as a member of a 12-step program and an agnostic atheist. I would like to thank Concordance for inspiring me to go back to school in what I would consider to be a STEM study, though some argue that anthropology isn't truly a STEM study. Well, boo-hoo to them. Also, I would like to mention the 3 of the most influential YouTube personalities. First one would be a recovery blogger, Don in London. Second would be my favorite YouTuber of all, and that's Potholer54. And lastly, the man that brought the facade down, that tore down the walls, Evidence, and his deconversion videos. Um, that was it. So anyway, that is just the beginning. I'm just introducing myself, and I hope that I have something to contribute. I hope that people find interest in what I have to say and maybe help, or because why do I do this? Why do I care about talking about my recovery experience? Why do I care about talking about my deconversion? Why do I care about talking about my love for culture and studying other people and being involved with them? Of course, it's to help others and help myself to be a part of the community, the global community, to be connected to other human beings, to have that experience. So now you know where the starting point is, and we'll see where this goes.